everyone, this is Arkham 12 here at Arkham Studios, and today we are continuing on Doki Doki Literature Club. Criminy, it's been a while since I played this. In the last episode, our dear friend Sayori ended up committing suicide, and then the game glitched. As you can see, Sayori is currently, like, all over the place. And our romance option, Yuri, seems to be a little off at the moment. Like, she seems a little bit more possessive, I guess is the best way to put it. And, Natsuki seems relatively unchanged, I think. At this point, I don't even know. I don't even know what anymore. And then Monika is just Monika. Just Monika. She's just, I'm fairly certain that she's a sentient AI, because she knew what happened to Sayori and dropped a really nasty pun slash hint slash Easter egg right before Sayori ended up killing herself. So I don't know what's going on with her, but I get a very distinct impression that she knows far more than we do at this point. Yeah. Sorry it's taken so long to get back to this. I figured people got really sick and tired of hearing my Natsuki voice. Anyway, let's load the game, continue on from the first poem, and we will see how far we get. Alright, so I'm guessing this is probably the same thing as it happened last time. We just don't have Sayori. So, let's see. Let's go after Yuri again. Let's give her another chance. Let's see. She likes darker things, so let's go towards that. I've got her down to a freaking T. Ah, couldn't get the perfect. Okay, I missed one. Hi again, Dawn. I forgot about the frickin' snake yoga pose. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep my word. Well, I'm back at the Literature Club. Perfect way to describe exactly what we're doing today. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Yuri! Maybe I was wrong about trying to pursue her again. Thanks for keeping your promise, Dawn. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not really accustomed to it. Whoa! Things are... Oh, goody. Goody. Oh, come on! He did... Like, he deserves any slack. You already had to be dragged here by Monika. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. The music sounds broken, and Natsuki is very aggressive today. Monika! What are you doing, Monika? I can't read! I think it says, Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps, their manga collection in the club. Nope. And she just slides off. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monika and manga. Manga is literature! Swiftly defeated, Natsuki flops back into her seat. So far, aside from the glitches, things seem to be going pretty normal. Like, this seems to be almost exactly like it was the first time I played. I'm sorry, Dawn. We'll make sure to put your comfort first, okay? The music keeps breaking. It sounds really off to me. I don't know if it actually is or I'm just paranoid, but... Yuri shoots Natsuki a disappointed glance. Anyway. Now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might be interested in picking up a book to read. Well... I can't really say no either way. I am here in Literature Club. It's kind of the point of the Literature Club. Like you said, I'm in this club now. So it only feels right to, for me to do something like that, if you ask. Wait. I didn't mean it like that. If you don't really want to, then forget I said anything, I guess. No, it's not like that, Yuri. I want to try and be part of this club. So even if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you want me to. Are you sure? I just feel like, well, as vice president and all, that I should help you get started on something you might like. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked up a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you want. She's still so adorable. This is, how can this girl accidentally be, how is this girl accidentally being so cute? Okay. That makes more sense than what I was initially, reading in my head. She even picked out a book that she thinks I might like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Well, you can read it at your own pace. Oh, that is dark. I just noticed the picture in the background. What is this? Why? Sayori is always with us. I look forward to hearing what you might think. I also just noticed that the entire picture was skewed a little bit. I was wondering why I was getting a little dizzy. I'm like, this doesn't look right. But it's because the entire room was slanted. What is going on with this game? Now that everyone's settled in, I expect Monika to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried into a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she's waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki's rummaging around the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she had lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Ah. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me, and our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry. I was just spacing out. I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh. I'll have to keep an eye on this. I've never noticed the thin line there before. It almost looks like she's decapitated. What? What? What is this? What is this? What is this game? Like, does it just keep going? Like, what is this? It's fine. If I was focused, then if I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed it in the first place. But I'm just rereading it. I'm just rereading a bit. I'm too distracted by the eye. It's just weird. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so that's the book you gave me, right? I wanted to reread it. I wanted to reread some of it. That eye is really distracting. It's really throwing me off. Go back to normal! Okay, went back to normal. The line here is gone, and the eye is no longer drifting. Okay, I think I'm okay. Not for any particular reason. Just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book? Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday... no, that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them. Ah, I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's the story about, anyway? Well... I look at the cover of the book. The book is titled The Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover. Basically, it's about this religious camp that was turned into a human experiment prison. And the people trapped there have this trait that turns them into killing machines that lust for blood. That is not what she said the first time. But the facility gets even worse. And they start selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs and affixing them to... Oh, that might be a little bit of a spoiler. What? Yuri, you're really starting to scare me. Maybe I should have gone with Natsuki on this run. But anyway, I'm really into it. The book, I mean. Not the thing about the limbs. That's kind of... It's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came out of nowhere. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Dawn? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri was into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that this kind of story... It's the kind that challenges you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil. What? But because the world is full of horrible people and we're all worthless anyway. Then suddenly... I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. What? Just... What is going on? Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Are you sure, Dawn? Are you sure? Because this is getting really weird. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I do have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, my whole... What? I'm gonna save here. History. Oh, I didn't even record it. kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So, I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. You've been saying a lot of strange things. And please stop me if I start talking too much. That's... I really don't think you need to worry. I need to worry! That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club, after all. Ah, that's true. In fact, I might as well start reading it right now, right? Ah! Yes! I mean, you don't have to, but... What are you saying? Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I put in my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slipped in the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in the company of others. I see. Reading in company... something with someone. You guys saw it. It's fine. This game is throwing me off. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading with company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. Not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry. I only caught part of that, but oh my god. Is it in the history? No, it's not in the history. It said something about I was just bathing in your body aura or something like that. It was... What? Oh my goodness, Yuri is she's glitching out on me. My homegirl. Need to calm down a little bit. Yuri, you apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, and then hold my book more between the two of us. Ah, I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. Ah, I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn pages. Here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. Ah. I do the same thing with my right arm on the right side of the book. Just wrap your arm around her, dude. She's gonna like it. I think she's into you. That way, I turn a page and Yuri slides her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? Huh? To turn a page. Ah, sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. Ah, that's okay. You're not used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do. Since you've been so patient with me. Yeah. Thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn on my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side so she catches it under her own thumb. Hey, Yuri. This might be a silly thing to ask, but Okay, so something just popped up. I have, like I mentioned in previous things, I have this thingy here, which is the Literature Club files, and this one just appeared. And I don't know what it is. It's a little devil inside of all of us. Beneath their manufactured perception, their artificial reality is a writhing, twisting mess of dread, loathing, judgment, elitism, self-doubt, all thrashing to escape the feeble hold of their hosts, seeping through every little crevice they can find into their willpower, starving them of all motivation and desire, into their stomach, forcing them to drown their guilt in comfort food, or in their newly opened gash on their skin. Sorry, that's my keyboard. Into the, let's see, or in their newly opened gash in their skin, hidden only by sleeves of a cute new shirt. Such a deplorable, tangled mass is already present in every single one of them. That's why I choose not to blame myself for their actions. All I did was untie the knot. If we're going off the idea that Monika is sentient, I think this little thingy is from her. Huh. We'll come back to that. Okay. Continuing on. There we go. This might be a silly little thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. Whoa! Her eyes! She just, like, lit up like a Christmas tree. No, I don't relate this character at all. Definitely not. Really? I was just thinking of the way she second guesses things she says and all that. Huh. That's what you're talking about. Sorry. I thought you meant something else about her. Something else? Never mind. We didn't even get that far yet. She is like... I don't know what's going on with her. Something's going on with her. So I don't know why that came into my head. Yuri, are you feeling alright? Huh? Yuri's been a bit fidgety ever since we started reading. You can rest if you feel sick or something. Your breathing is a little... Am I breathing? Yuri puts her hands on her chest, as if to feel her heartbeat. I didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. No, you're crazy. Okay, yeah, that's it. You know, normally dating sims don't like it when you do this sort of thing, but I am starting to gravitate towards Natsuki after this. Because she's starting to freak me out. I just need some water. Alright. Don't push yourself. Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the classroom. What on earth was that about? Dawn? Did something happen just now? Eh? I have no idea. Neither do I, Dawn. Neither do I. Yuri was acting a little strange, I guess. Oh, so you don't know anything. Sorry, can't say that I do. Are you worried about her? Oh, no, not really. I'm just making sure you didn't do anything to her. Why would I do something to her? No, nothing. Sorry. Don't worry. I believe you, silly. Yuri just does this sometimes, so it's not alarming. The way you were approaching me sounded like it was alarming. Alright, if you say so. Anyway, why don't we start sharing our poems with why don't we start sharing our poems with each other? Eh? Should we wait for Yuri? Well, she might be a while, so I figured we'd get started without her. Is that okay? Yeah, I was just asking. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book and slip it back in my bag. Natsuki doesn't like it when I give her poems that are geared towards Yuri, so I'm gonna go with Monika first. I should start with Monika. Yesterday she seemed really eager to read my poem, and I want her to know that I'm putting in effort. Hi, Dawn. Have a good time so far? Yeah. Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. If you're such an AI, I'm sure you are. That's what concerns me. Don't be afraid to bring anything up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Dawn. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? Sorry, if I'm pausing, it's because I'm keeping an eye on the, what do you call it? This thingy over here, the files on the other screen. I'm just waiting for something else to pop up. But that's the sort of barrier we can all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monika my poem. Great job, Dawn. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way, it always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism? Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is just totally detached from reality. I don't mean it that's like a bad thing, though. But sometimes I get the impression that she's just totally given up on people. She spends so much time in her own head that it's probably a much more interesting place for her. But that's why she gets happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. She must be really starved for social interaction, so don't blame her for coming on a little strongly. Like earlier, I think if she gets too stimulated, she ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time. Suddenly, the door opens. Yuri! I'm back. Did I miss anything? Not really. Well, we all started sharing our poems with each other. Huh? Already? I'm sorry for being late. No need to apologize. We still have plenty of time, so I'm more glad that you took all the time you needed. Alright. Thanks, Monika. I suppose I should get my poem now. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to be not very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in the wall. Or hole in wall. Excuse me. But he really... crap. Hole in wall. But he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glance at my surroundings. But my burned eyes can no longer see color. Are there others in this room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper? The sound of frantic scrawling plays tricks in my ears. The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right here. He's right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen. So, what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. That's okay. Yeah, that's kind of my style. That's kind of the style. That kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. But performed out loud, it can be very powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. Oops. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. Epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that, because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone's better friends with each other. Anyway, here, Monika's writing tip for the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you can keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So, just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for the day. Thanks for listening. Alright, let's talk to Yuri. This poem is for her. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. Eh? What was that? Huh? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. Oh. He's gonna hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. Huh? I guess you're right. Whenever I see this face now, I'm just watching for this eye to move. It's really tripping me out. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a deep breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Kind of, in the first playthrough of this game? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just mean, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick up a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they fit the two together. The end result is both a style and expressiveness. The end result is that both style and expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor is totally changed. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's something that you can't be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her. Which is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? It's the same poem as before. I just saw something else on the files. One of my friends sent me like a little Easter egg thing to what's traceback? I didn't notice it before. This just deleted her. That, you know, that must be Monika right there talking about deleting Sayori. Yep. What is going on with this game? Is there anything else hidden here? Alrighty. No game files have been altered so far. Not that I've been able to find anyway. Just increasing the size of it just in case another one pops up so that we don't have to like miss it. Because I almost missed the traceback one. Didn't want to miss that one. Anyway, let's continue on. I'm sorry, I have such a terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't even thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Ah, well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Eh? That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was very descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you liked it. I'll be honest. Since our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easier to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Dawn. Really? I must have totally missed the point then. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poems often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. Poets, not poems. Poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell just a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of her past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. Eh? It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive too, so... Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. I just noticed the calendar is back. It's no longer a picture of Sayori. This game is tripping me out, I swear. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm gonna keep doing my best for you, Dawn. Me too. Alright, Natsuki, and then we are probably gonna call it good there. Wow! What just happened? Why? Why would you do that? Dawn, if you're not gonna take this club, seriously, then go home. I can't even look at her in the eyes anymore because she didn't have eyes. What? Harsh. What? Do you expect me to believe that you actually put effort into this? Do you think I'm stupid? I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put in effort. We all start somewhere, right? If you're still proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Painful to think about? Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I'd tell you what to improve, but you're better off just trying again. Fair enough. Well, to each their own, I guess. Anyway, I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you probably think it's stupid. Okay, so that's basically the same thing as before. Yeah, I told you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I didn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even try. So people don't even like people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is it puts more weight in the wordplay. Like, I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out a feeling of the last line. So you did. I guess more went into this than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Whew. I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. There is a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. The music's still broken. Maybe not. I thought it was. Guess not. If they're just being nice. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club, after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Monika is writing something on her notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, staring at their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's brows furrow with frustration. Here we go. Here we go. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Eh? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Ah, thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. Eh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it didn't really come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple of suggestions. Huh. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Monika liked it, and Dawn did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless, of course, I come across something particularly inspiring. Which I haven't yet. And Dawn liked my poem too, you know. He even told me that he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our newest member, Yuri. Eh? Should I stop now? I feel like if I stop now, it's going to be really interesting. It's going to be kind of a jarring situation to jump back in, so I'll keep going. That's not what I... You're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Dawn appreciates my advice more than he appreciates yours. Huh. And how would he like... And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do look overly cutesy. Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Dawn started showing up. Natsuki! Natsuki? That's a little... This doesn't involve you! Taking out your own insecurities on... Whoa, what the hell? Whoa, 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 whoa! Whoa, what? What is going on? I don't know. I kind of want to see what happens. I'm kind of scared of what happens. What? I think it reaches apex. What the hell? Taking out your own insecurities on others like that. You really act as young as you look, Natsuki. Whoa! She just popped out of static. Me? Look who's talking, wanna be edgy bitch. Edgy? Sorry, my lifestyle is too... I'm sorry that my lifestyle is too much for someone of your mental age to comprehend. See? Just saying that proves my point. Most people learn to get over themselves as they graduate middle school, you know. If you want to prove anything, and stop harassing others with that sickening attitude. You think you can counterbalance your toxic personality just by dressing and acting cute? The only cute thing about you is how hard you try. Well, be careful or you might cut yourself on that edge, Yuri. Oh, my bad. You already do, don't you? Did you just accuse me of cutting myself? What the fuck is wrong with your head? Yeah, go on. Let Dawn hear everything you really think. I'm sure he'd be head over heels for you after this. Suddenly, Yuri turned towards me, as if she noticed I was standing here. Dawn? She's trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. Oh, this is not... What? Whoa, 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 whoa! You've got to be kidding me! What? And I can't save it. Oh, this is gonna be bad. I'm going with Natsuki on this one. Wait, what? Is it Natsuki? Yuri? What is going? Why? Jesus Christ! Monika? Hey, Dawn. Why don't we step outside for a little bit? And the text isn't even going behind her, it's going around her. Okay? Oh. Sorry about that. They really shouldn't have tried to get you involved. It's probably better for us to stay out of this. We'll go back inside once they're done yelling. Some president I am, right? I can't even confront my own club members properly. I just wish I was able to be a little bit more assertive sometimes. You're assertive over the game files! What are you talking about? But I never have it in me to put my foot down against the others. You understand, right? Anyway, if that makes you want to spend less time with the others, then that's fine. I'd be happy to spend time with you instead. Suddenly, Natsuki runs out of the classroom. She quickly runs away. Oh dear. Well, it looks like they're done. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Yuri is rocking back and forth in her desk with her palms on her forehead. Yuri? I didn't mean it. I believe you. I have no idea what Yuri might have said to Natsuki. Or did. Dawn. Please don't hate me. Please. I'm not like this. There's something wrong with me today. It's fine, Yuri. We know you didn't mean it. Besides, I'm sure Natsuki will forget all about it by tomorrow. Completely. What? Anyway, the meeting is over, so you can go now. You can go home now if you want. Yuri looks at me like she wants to say something, but she keeps glancing at Monika. You can go first, Monika. I'd like to stay a little bit longer. I'm the president, so I should be the last one out. I'll wait for you to be done. Well, I'm vice president, so please, let me take this responsibility today. It kind of sounds like you don't want me to be here around. It kind of sounds like you don't want me around for something, Yuri. It's not that. It's not that. I didn't get much of a chance to discuss my book with Dawn. It would just be embarrassing with you listening. I guess I really don't have a choice, do I? I'm sorry for causing trouble. But... Yeah, I'm just gonna save that right there. We're gonna call that good. I am done with this for the day. What did I step back into? Thank you for joining me. This is Archon 12, and I shall see you in the next video.